Testing. Hello, hello. Alright, so essentially this is how the infection system on the AI will work. Here I made a child blueprint, um, and this isn't required or anything, but the event text, there's nothing changed on here specifically, but on the over here on the components, you will be adding a widget component, which is the infection bar, and the actor component, the infection system. And the infection system is where it handles everything by itself. So event damage, everything else like that, it does that on its own because I've implemented it into the logic. So this is how it will look like on the NPC, and so the health bar just the infection bar just needs to be attached, and then it needs to be adjusted to be underneath the health bar, and then for the infection, how it looks itself, you don't have to worry about this because I've already configured it. So in the event graph, well, not in the event graph because there's nothing here, but uh, on the infection, on the in the designer, you can see that there's the infection bar, and it is it's 0 to 1, and that was probably the issue you were having, was that you weren't doing the math properly, um, because it's not 0 to 100, it's 0 to 1 because it is a percent. Um, so simply, we're just gonna grab the infection percent and apply it directly to the infection bar. And the infection percent is set to be exposed on spawn so that on the infection system, it can do its thing. So how the infection system works is simply like this. Anytime the actor takes damage, here the owner, whoever the owner is, uh, whoever the owner of this actor component is, it will bind to that damaged event. So on damage, we're going to increase the infection, and you're going to notice that we're casting to the child because the patrol master does not yet have the infection bar. So that's the reason why we're casting to the child specifically. But once you implement these changes into the master and also the roam, you can just plug it in, and you can plug in this other part as well, and you should be good to go. But yeah, so back to what I was saying, how it works is like this. We're going to check the health component and grab the health itself. So we're going to be doing it based on the health, based on the damage taken. So based on the damage taken, we're going to divide that by 100 because it's a percent, and then we're going to plug it back in. So if it is not infected, nothing will happen immediately, and instead it will just set it to as infected and then start the infection. So this will automatically update. This will automatically update the widget because we are grabbing it directly from the players, well, like not the player but the actor's infection widget that is on them. And we're also casting. We're casting so that we could actually grab the variable from the widget. Anyways, yeah. So if you're not infected, become infected, and then based on however much damage you took, set that as your update the infection bar on the NPC. And then every time you take further damage, you're just going to grab the infection percent and add the damage taken, and just set the damage percent again. So the math is very simple to fix. You just have to divide. You just have to divide by 100. That's pretty much it to make it a percent. Because if you have regular floats like these, it's not gonna pop up. It's not gonna show up as a percent. It's just gonna show up as a whole number, which is the entire bar, and you don't want that. So that's why you divide by 100 first. So divide by the incoming damage. So incoming damage, for example, is 20. By default, the rat spit starts as 20 damage, and so we're gonna divide that. So now it becomes zero point 0.2. So 0.2 is 20%, and then it's gonna pop up as 20%. So our conditions is if it is 100%, uh, just kill the NPC. That's pretty much it. We're simulating a death. We're not dealing damage or anything. We can deal damage, but again, if we deal damage, we're gonna end up calling this, and that's potentially going to end up in an infinite loop. Potentially, haven't tested the theory, but that's what could happen. So, so if it is infection is at 100, right? We're just gonna do this. Just kill the NPC. Set the NPC health to 0. Set their percent bar to update to 0, because I'm pretty sure that's how you're updating yours, is just by setting the health percentage. And then we're calling on death so that it could do the ragdolling stuff. So if it is not, if the infection is not 100%, we're going to do our conditions, and the conditions are if it is at 20%, 40%, 60, and 80. So by by that by these conditions, we're going to then set the maximum health that the NPC can restore. We're not setting the health itself, we're setting the maximum health. Because, for example, when you go and implement a regeneration ability, or like a regeneration function, um, you're going to have to update it, and you're gonna be updating the current health, and so what the max health does is just caps that. It just caps it so that it's not 100. So, I believe how you have your health system set up is based on this. Or is this based out of 100? So, perfect. We don't have to deal with the math and like changing everything all over again, because you just did out 100. This will stay the same. The difference is this. This is the this is the difference, and this could be a potential issue, but the health bar will update properly, uh, because it is out of 100 and not out of the max health. Because if it was out of the max health, well then it would just always be a full bar, and that would be an issue, because we're setting the max health, and so it's great that you did this. Um, so here, going back to this, so for example, if you deal 20 damage and then you walk away, the player walks away, um, comes the NPC regenerates health. They're only going to regenerate to 20. Well, not to 20, but to 90, because their infection bar is at 20%. And I can make this like 0.2. I can make this 1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. I do all that, but it's like to make the logic appear more, to make the logic look, I guess, more readable. That's why we're doing this, because we have to do this. Otherwise, we're just always going to get a full bar. So that's why we always divide. Actually, yeah, it should be fine. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Um, this is just to reverse what's been happening, so that we just get this nice whole number, and we don't have to worry about any accidental decimals. So yeah, so to demonstrate it, so right now it's at 0. It is at 20%, 40, 60, 80, And finally, 100, and it's a full bar. So, a few extra notes. Just make sure that the widget disappears. Um, I could probably do that too, but like you could probably do it faster. Just toggle it off, toggle visibility. Uh, yeah, just turn off the visibility for it so that you don't see it throughout the entire map. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let me know if you have issues with it or you have some questions about it. Just ping me and I'll come answering.